Hey guys, what's up? If you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin. And today we're going to be doing my stretching / warm-up routine. Just something that kind of gets me going, gets my body awake in the mornings before work. We are doing it in the beautiful outdoors because I'm home for the holidays, and this is the kind of routine I'm doing just to keep my body ticking over. You're doing this tutorial at your own risk. I can't be responsible if anyone gets hurt during this, so just please listen to your body and be careful. Let's get straight onto it. Hey everybody, we're going to get straight to it by just rolling down and starting to gently stretch out our hamstrings. I love doing this in the mornings just to feel where I'm at, how stiff my body is feeling. Usually I can already feel where my back is at and where my hamstrings, where my knees and my ankles. So this exercise, instead of just doing a certain amount of reps, I just like to feel how each ligament, each joint is feeling. So here we're just feeling those hamstrings. Don't worry if you're not touching the floor. This is more about just feeling where you are with your body in this space. Again, I don't do like a certain amount of reps as such with this stretching routine. It's more about feeling the body. And here, let's just reach forwards as far as you can go now, whether that's touching the floor behind or just trying to touch your toes. Just wherever you're at, try and stretch out those hamstrings before we go down into a downward dog. Now, because I like to do slightly more active stretching, we're going to do knees down and back up. Knees down and back up. I roughly do about 8 of these, but just do as many as you feel you need for your body. I love just feeling like my body is starting to move a bit within the stretches. This also gives your core a little bit of a awakening in the mornings, so I also like that too. And your shoulders are starting to get warmed up in the process, as well as your ankles and feet. Make sure you're breathing really well throughout all these exercises, because it's really, again, trying to just feel where you are with your body. Then just rolling through the feet and the ankles in the downward dog position, so you can feel where you're at with the ankles every morning. Especially as a ballet dancer, for me this is super important, just to see how the ankles are feeling. And just stretching back, pushing over the toes, keeping the inhale and the exhale, really relaxing in this moment. Roll back up through the spine. I don't do these waves every single day, but I like to wave over the top of my knees just so I can feel each and every vertebrae of my spine warming up. I do this especially if my back is feeling stiff, so if your back is feeling a bit stiff this morning, this is a great way just to get it moving. I do about 8 reps of these. Really try and feel like you're moving each part of your spine, so you're not isolating any single part. Really good. Breathing in and out as you do this movement. Lovely work. We're going to go on to our lunges now, so a little warm up for the splits. So going back and forwards, I do this movement 8 times roughly every morning. So you're feeling the stretch of the hip flexor in the lunge, and then the stretch of the hamstring as you come up. And again, this is activating those thigh muscles, so you're not only getting the stretch, but you're also getting a little workout too. Again, only go to where you're able. This is quite a extreme flexibility exercise as well, so just do it at your own pace and at your own level. Good job. I'm now going to hold the lunge. I like to hold the lunge for at least 10 or 20 seconds just so I can really feel the hip flexor releasing, because sometimes my hip flexor can be quite stiff in the mornings now, so I'm really working on trying to just reduce that stiffness as much as possible. And then going down into a split position. I'm going to do some waves here, so waving forwards and backwards, so we're not just sitting stagnant in the split position, we're moving our spine constantly. So we're really getting that spine working. I like to do 8 waves forwards and backwards. I mean, even watching back this video now, I think I could get more movement going through the spine, especially on the forwards motion, so more of an arch. So really focus on trying to arch your way up and then bending. And it's not about how far back you bend, it's more about just really trying to loosen up that spine and a long back bend, not a crunched one. Thinking about trying to reach your head towards your back foot, not towards your back leg. Really nice work, everybody. Keep pointing those toes and straightening those knees. Good job. Now we're going to do side port de bras. So each side, this is a really lovely stretch for the hip flexor as well, I find. You're reaching to the side and then to the other side. So we're also working slightly our port de bras here as well. So our arms are getting involved in the movement. So again, this is a very complete stretching, activating routine. The truth hurt more than that. I would still really good work, everybody. All of your friends' dinners. Make sure throughout all of these exercises you're really keeping your hips nice and square, so your hips aren't shifting according to what you're doing with the body. Your hips stay nice and square. Stretching up the back and the hamstrings as you need before we go to the other side. Sometimes I just like to stretch over the top just to give my back a little break before we start on the other leg. So now on the other leg we're going to repeat all the same exercises. The lunges up and down, then the lunge hold, then into our splits, then our forwards and backwards bends, and then our side bends. So just enjoy the music and follow along with me. But that's the story of us. Pictures so that I didn't see him again. Couldn't swallow that this was the end. No, not fair how you decided. How long was your heart divided? Threw me to the side, had to compromise. You chose yourself then I could feel it chapter closing down. The very moment I could say it out loud. Gonna take strength and pain to wash away the hurt. Days away want to think it's coming into focus. How I can picture life without you now. Funny how it fell right in and out of love. But that's the story of us. Covering up the fact that you're gone. Lied to myself instead of moving on. I could feel a chapter closing down. The very moment I could say it out loud. Strength and pain to wash away the hurt. Days and waiting longer than you want to. Think it's coming into focus. How I can picture life without you now. Funny how it fell right in and out of love. But that's the story of us. Funny how we fell right out of love. Great job, everybody. Just stretch out that back again if you need to, in whatever fashion you want. I like doing this stretch because it stretches both my hamstrings and my back out after some of those bends. And now we are going to go on to a little bit of a core activating section of this routine. So as a dancer, obviously it's really important to have a strong core, so I cross over my legs like this. I'm just going to do 10 crunches. This really doesn't just work the main core muscles, it's also working my obliques, so it's working right around my core. So I'm not just targeting one part of my core, but several sections. So again, I'm just going to do 10 on each leg. So 10 with this leg crossed in front, and then 10 with the other leg crossed in front. Really think about crunching your whole upper back off the floor, so it's not just lifting your head. So you're really getting into those abs. For our next exercise, you're going to lift both legs up towards the ceiling. You have the option to do this in parallel or in turnout, depending on what you're feeling like today. Sometimes I do a little bit of both, and you can flex and point your feet. But we're just going to do 20 up and downs, and you really just want to focus on controlling your core. So all the way down, it controls to the floor and back up. So really don't touch the floor, super extended knees, and try and keep your hands above your head if you can. Super job everyone, that is our final one. Just hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a small breather before we go on to our box split section. Great job. For our box split, the active part of this stretch is we're going to go over the top and we're going to work our feet a little bit. So especially for ballet dancers, the fishing action of the feet is super important for those lines. So I want you to think about lifting your pinky toe up towards the ceiling, or for me, towards the blue skies out on this sunny day. So you want to think about that little toe pulling up to the ceiling, but not sacrificing the amount of extension of your foot. So keep pointing your foot as fully as possible, but just thinking about this fishing action of the foot for those arabesque lines. I don't really know how long I hold this for. I just hold it for as long as I need for my hips. If you're not down in box splits, don't worry about the feet. Just focus on getting that box splits and hold it for as long as I do this exercise for. Good job, everybody. Right, we're now going to go onto our tummies for our back to activating section of this routine. So you're going to be on your hands and we're just going to pull up and down with our elbows. So we're working our arms a little bit and we're also just starting to stretch out that back. We're just going to do 8 of these, so we've done 2 already and 3. I want you to think of extending out through your legs as well and your hamstrings, like you're shooting energy out of your feet. So we're not only just activating our back, we're activating our legs and our arms and our chest. Really pull up through your core as well. Don't just let yourself sink. You're really pulling up through your spine like you're sitting up straight as much as you can. Good job. Almost there. And on the last one, I just want you to reach your neck backwards and just feel the extremities before we go on to our strengthening section. You're going to go onto your elbows here lift one leg, lift the other leg, and lift both legs together. And we're just going to repeat this 4 times just to feel those hamstrings and those glutes working. I really hate this exercise, I find it really difficult, but it's super strengthening and it does get my back super warm, ready to stretch it, so that's why I do this exercise every day. Try and not move your upper body at all. It's very tricky, but just try and almost think that your chest and arms and shoulders aren't moving at all. So we keep our shoulders down on our neck long. We have just one more rep remaining of this, so we're almost there. Once we finish this, we're going to lie down flat again and we're going to crisscross our feet for 50 reps. So our feet are going to cross side to side, lying down on our fronts. So lying down, crossing the feet. You're doing this for your beats if you're doing ballet, so really try and find those fifths each time. It's not necessarily about how high you can get the legs, it's more about how you extend the legs out. And if you are looking to gain a bit more turnout, really think about turning out from the tops of the legs. You certainly can't cheat turnout in this position, so make sure you're really thinking about rotating. Again, try not let the upper body get too much involved. We're almost there, almost at the end. Keep beating away at the legs. You can see the timer above for how long we have left of this exercise. I know it's a strenuous one. Good job. Now I'm going to activate the upper part of our back by just doing 10 of these waves with the arms. So lifting, little swan lake arm and back. And we're just going to do 10 reps of these. We've already done 2. Again, this is not about how high you can get up. It's more about the quality of the movement and activating the back. Try and not let your legs come off the floor at the back. That's one of the hardest things about this exercise, is controlling those back legs. But really focus on the quality of your arms. So we're also working our arms and our port de bras throughout this back activation exercise. I think that's about 6 reps now, so we only have 4 more to go. You're doing really well. Keep breathing throughout. This is probably the toughest section of this stretch routine, so you're so very close to completing it. Keep up the hard work. Great work, everybody. Let's just stretch out our backs after those tricky exercises. Hopefully you can really feel like your back is activated now. I definitely feel mine. So just stretching it out this way, letting all the muscles relax after we've activated them before we go on to our back stretches. The next exercise we are going to be doing is a little roll through the spine, forwards into like a seal position, and then rippling back into that child's pose. I'm going to do 8 reps of these, just rippling through. Again, if you need to do more or need to do less, that's totally up to you. Do it at your own pace. Again, this is a stretch routine that's kind of just very flexible to your needs, but just rippling through the spine. Really try and find the ripple. I think even here I could probably be doing even more ripple through the spine. So really try and find each vertebrae, be aware of each vertebrae of the spine as you go through this exercise. Rippling through, feeling each and every part of your back. Great job. And on your last one, you're going to stay in the seal position. We're now going to go into the swan arch position. So you're going to bend your feet up to your head, try and keep your knees together, and we're going to hold here for roughly 20 seconds just so that we can really stretch out those backs. Great job. We're going to go back over those legs into the child pose and stretch the back out the other way. As I always say, it's super important whenever you stretch your back one way to also stretch it in the reverse. Great work. We're now onto our final stretch of this routine, which involves doing a bridge or a crab. So if you're not comfortable with this more acrobatic element, feel free to skip this last section, but we're just going to pull up into a crab, walk our hands into our feet, walk them back out into a bridge and straighten the knees, and then walk back down. Just hold a little bit in each position, so you're just feeling all the different extremities, you're stretching your shoulders. Do whatever you need to do to really feel the extension of your back. When you come down, make sure to bring your chin to your chest and rock and roll out, so you're again stretching your spine out the opposite way. Really great job, everyone. You've done a fantastic work in this stretching routine. I hope you feel ready and activated for your day. I know I certainly do. I really hope you enjoyed that video. I know I definitely enjoyed doing that stretching routine as well. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what else you'd like to see on my channel. I have a little bit more free time in the summer. I would love to make some more tutorials and workout videos for you, so just let me know what you want. I'll see you all soon in my next video. Make sure to dream big and make it happen.